It's a convenient response, isn't it, that every time there is an Israeli strike on some sort of facility inside Gaza, you just tell us that Hamas is operating there and that's why you're fighting back.
Welcome to Black Resin, where we redefine skincare. Try our squeaky clean test promise for radiant skin. Our exclusive shilajit resin formula repairs, exfoliates, and hydrates. Get that refreshing glow. Also available as a face wash. Elevate your skincare with Black Resin. Your skin deserves the best. Use weekly for best results. Link in the description box.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters and dear friends. Hope you guys are well, inshallah. I think finally BBC, maybe finally, have come to their senses.
Finally, yeah?
To be impartial.
Finally.
Or is it a card they can use and say, oh look, we are impartial. There was that time we went and said da. Let's see what we're going to make out of it. Do you want to watch the video, Zishan?
Not really.
Let's watch it then.
It's a convenient response, isn't it, that every time there is an Israeli strike on some sort of facility inside Gaza, you just tell us that Hamas is operating there and that's why you're fighting back. We understand that.
I'm sorry.
The UN here, though, is saying that its facility, the UN, internationally recognised body, the UN says that its facility in Gaza was attacked by your forces overnight and this morning reporting a significant number of deaths. The point is that is in contravention of international humanitarian law and people need somewhere that is safe to go if you are telling them to evacuate from the north of Gaza.
I have to push back because the insinuation in your question is that Israel takes pleasure at taking pot shots at civilian facilities.
That's 100% correct. Israel does take advantage and I think enjoys doing that. And to be honest and to be frank, forget us, the Israeli settlers, from the IDF soldiers to the politicians to the prime minister to the defense minister to the rabbis are saying the same thing. I mean, look at this.
We must obliterate Hamas, you see. And what Israel has to do, which I'm hoping of course they will, is they are going to what's called raise Gaza. They're going to destroy it. What is important to understand, what the logic of the war is based on the divine plan.
There is no permission from the Torah to have any mercy whatsoever during war. Not on children, not on women, not on anybody.
But the point is right here that Hashem say, do not have mercy on the children. Kill all their children also. Why? There's no difference between them and their children. In 10 years from now, these children will attack you on the way. Hashem knows, God knows.
We're not playing by your rules. We're playing by the rules of the Torah.
What a compilation. That's a scathing video, bro.
Exactly. I mean, if you think about it, and there are certain individuals who work with, is it Knesset?
The Knesset, yeah.
Yeah, like certain rabbis who have outright said this. So this is something directly linked to the Torah, sadly, and they are using that to their advantage. I mean, some people couldn't read that and interpret that maybe in a different way, but they're definitely interpreting it as, you know what? Yes, you take out everyone, men, women, children, baby. Look, Amalek in the book of the Old Testament, this is mentioned over and over.
Well, they're definitely using, it doesn't mean that Torah is calling for the indiscriminate killing of men, women and children, but these people are definitely taking that reading from the Torah. So, these videos, bro, I honestly don't know what to say after seeing it. I did see like one of them, but I mean, and that video, you only played like half of it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's more. And that's very worrying, to be honest. And it's funny how in all of the media coverage that we've seen so far, no credible political analyst or no newspaper has put on the front page, oh, the Torah this, or the Judaism needs to be reformed, or this or that. In fact, I haven't come across it even once. Now, the question is, whenever something happens, you know, certain Muslims will justify it using the Quran. It will be all over the media. BBC will be debating it left, right, center, LBC, all of these guys. But my question is, why not here?
Exactly. Why not? They usually have a field day with the Muslims, and you wouldn't have a vast majority of reputable scholars who come out and justify the killing of innocent people. They are outright quoting verses, and by the way, there are no verses in the Quran or the Sunnah anywhere that directs you to kill innocent men, women and children. There are biblical verses in the Old Testament which do say that. Now, you can interpret that was God commanding that in that time. They're using those direct words, and no one's saying, you know, the Torah has to be changed, this is a book of violence, of terrorism and this, that. Not only that, they are actually outright enacting it on a state level. What do you think about the BBC? And I was very impressed with that guy who actually used that word, like, oh, how convenient. I was actually, I think, did you think he lost his job, maybe?
I think, you know what, it's just frustration, because we've been hearing this since day one. The school's been attacked, the hospital's been attacked, the mosque's been attacked. Oh, Hamas was there, Hamas was there, Hamas was there. It's just getting a bit, you know what I mean? Like, people are like, we've seen the evidence that Hamas that was a refugee camp. Yeah, the UN one, that was a UN refugee camp, mate. Yeah. Oh no, but Hamas, what's the evidence? The BBC in another clip were pushing back. There's no evidence that Hamas is hoarding fuel, as said by the, you know, one of the organizations. You know what's really, really confusing? I haven't come across a single country or a single army try weasel their way out of bombing a hospital. Yeah. This is the first instance that I've seen where they're actually trying to convince us that, you know what, there were terrorists under that hospital, mate. Yeah, they had tunnels under there, mate. Yeah, that's what okay, were they underneath or were they above? If they're underneath, then why are you shooting at the hospital? Yeah, if they're in the hospital, why don't you, listen to this, not shoot at the hospital?
Exactly. It's not rocket science, is it? And you know what's really funny is that when the CNN went there to the IDF to show them, they found 4 AK-47s and a motorbike. And I'm just thinking to myself, so Hamas has nowhere else to put these 4 AK-47s and a motorbike.
Yeah, it's good you remember the motorbike.
Yeah, I had to, because it had apparently a bullet mark on it. Yeah. So Hamas is using the bottom of the hospital, and none of these people in the hospital have any clue. I mean, come on, you can't make this stuff up. It just shows their desperation. They're getting more desperate because the whole world.
It's entitlement, bro. It's entitlement. It's the fact that they've been allowed to do what they want, frankly, for, you know, well over half a century, backed by NATO, backed by the West. And you know what?
NATO is US.
Well, it's definitely an extension. But the fact that now they're actually being held to account, because this is the most mobilized we've seen, to my knowledge, the world against the atrocities that are being committed to the people of Gaza. In fact, here in the UK, Saturday alone was the biggest march that we've seen to date.
Yeah, exactly.
So people are definitely wisening up. It's just becoming boring. Oh, Hamas is there. Hamas is there in the school, therefore just blow up like 1,000 kids. Like, it's just becoming like, even a rational person, even if you're pro-Israeli, you're gonna be like, you know what, like, that's a bit of a mad one. Like, how am I gonna defend that? But they just Hamas is under there. Like, it's just weird.
In a nutshell, brothers and sisters, Israel is losing this war both on... It's not just... These marches were not just done by Muslims. There were thousands, hundreds of thousands of non-Muslims who were seeing the atrocities. And Israel is losing this war, so much so that we are seeing them buying ads again on our YouTube channels and different YouTube channels. Carry on, you guys are doing an amazing job.
Why would you buy ads if, you know what, people can just see right from wrong, mate? Yeah, you got the power, you've got the Western media behind you. It's still not cutting it, mate.
It's not working.
You know what I mean? It's just not doing the job, frankly.
Exactly. Israel, you're finished. You're finished. And you are finished, inshallah. The whole world is seeing your oppression and genocide that you're doing, and the whole world will remember you as that. Till next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.